Saoirse Ronan is the most celebrated Irish actor of her generation. Nominated for her first Oscar at 13, Saoirse is now 23 and that elusive award is once again within her reach. And with Oscar night just over 2 weeks away, we've come here to London's Claridge's Hotel to find out Saoirse's story so far. Saoirse Ronan, it is such a pleasure to sit down with you today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good.
Good.
I'm a bit overexcited because there's so much to talk to you about and so much just to congratulate you on. I mean, between Golden Globes, the Oscars are like just over 2 weeks away.
I know.
Hi.
It's in sight. I can see it.
It's Saoirse Ronan's third time as an Oscar nominee. And this time around, it's her role as a title character in Lady Bird that's caught the attention of the Academy.
Lady Bird, is that your given name?
Yeah.
Why is it in quotes?
I gave it to myself. It's given to me by me.
Okay, let's do it again. Yeah.
Helmed by first-time director Greta Gerwig, the movie sees Saoirse's character navigate the trials and tribulations of her teenage years. The performance has already brought wins for Saoirse at major award shows across the world, including Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy at the Golden Globes.
I'm putting this down, it's too heavy.
Okay, let's go back to getting the Oscar nomination. And where were you? How did you get the call? What's that whole process like?
It was a funny story in this case. I had just flown back from LA to London and I was staying with a friend of mine. And someone, I don't like to know when the nominations are coming out ever, and someone had told me a couple of days before on the red carpet, they were like, so the Oscars are coming out on Tuesday, and I was like, don't say it! But then they did, and for some reason I had forgotten about it, and then someone else reminded me, and then I forgot about it again. So by the time I got to my friend's house, I was so out of it because I had just gotten off a 12-hour flight that I wasn't thinking about it. And I was watching something on my phone and my friend was next to me. She was holding her phone like this and I was like, are you taking a photograph of me? What are you doing? She was like, no. She was looking at the nominations to see when they'd come out. And then out of nowhere, she took this like confetti cannon out of her bag and just like exploded it all over me. And her mum ran in and she had balloons and sequins and glitter and all that. And I still didn't know what was going on. And I was so shocked then when they told me, so. Yeah, they had like decorated the whole house so and I hadn't realised.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there was confetti everywhere. But the whole time I was like, what are you doing? Why are you throwing confetti on me? She's like, you got nominated.
And do you go, oh my God, I did? Like, is it surreal or are you like, yes, I did. I feel like I deserved it. Like, you know, what kind of emotions go through your head? Are you proud of the movie? Are you happy for the whole production team?
Yeah, more so than anything. I got more emotional hearing that Greta had been nominated than anything else because, you know, she's the 5th woman ever in Academy history to be nominated for Best Director in 90 years. And she deserves it and is brilliant and the film's brilliant because of her, and so hearing that was just amazing. So that made me more emotional than anything.
And what is award season like? Like, can you kind of sum it up for us? Is it, because I mean, we just seem to be seeing you every single day. There's new cuttings of you in a new outfit. Is it nuts? Is it exhausting? Is it enjoyable?
It's all those things. It's all that. It is mad. But it's been great. And I think, you know, the other day we went to the nominees Oscar luncheon in LA. And up until that, you're kind of going, tired now, I'm getting really tired, and then you go to that and you sort of go, oh, but it's the Oscars and this is so exciting. And we took our class photo and it's great, and it is great, and you have to remember that, and it's been a really good company to be a part of, you know.
And what about being in the same category as Meryl Streep? I don't know if you've seen this.
Standard. Chill out.
Normal. There's a shot of you currently online, and it's of a younger Meryl Streep and you, and the resemblance is uncanny.
Really?
Like, from your bone structure to your profile, everything. I mean, is it a real honour even like that
to look like Meryl Streep?
Well, that, and also to be compared to her.
My mother and father, they were like, right.
Good DNA.
They were modelling her off. I love the Deer Hunter, so.
But is it incredible to be in a category with someone who I'm sure is a role model for a young actor?
Her and Frances.
Yeah.
You know, Frances and Margot is a friend of mine. Margot and I did a film together last year, and Sally I love in everything. Like, you know, it's such a brilliant category, and they're all brilliant women. They're great actors, but they're also just really cool and really nice. And you know, Frances has been like winning everything, and she'll get up on stage and is just so graceful and appreciative, but also really focuses on the work, and I love that.
Saoirse was born in New York on the 12th of April 1994, the only child of parents Paul and Monica. The couple had emigrated to the States in the 80s, and although Saoirse's father began his professional acting career there, they moved back to Ireland when their little girl was 3 so that Paul could find more regular work. And oftentimes, Saoirse accompanied her dad on set, and so her fate was sealed.
He started out in the theatre when I was a baby, and then we went back home, and yeah, I think probably when I did Atonement, that was when it sort of hit me that it was something that I loved and I wanted to do, you know? And I took it seriously. I think it had gone from being just something that was really fun to do to something that I really felt sort of focused on.
You only got focused when you got nominated for an Oscar at the age of 13, but like, you already had an amazing CV.
When I got nominated for an award, that's when I took it seriously. When the first Oscar nomination came through, I was like, okay.
When you did your early parts, say in the clinic and, you know, TV shows, like, was that just, oh yeah, I'll give it a go? Or?
No, but I had, yeah, well, this is the thing, I still took that seriously. Like, you know, I love just having the crack on set, but I think it was just that it hit me on Atonement that I loved it. It was like falling in love with someone where you just go, oh, this is it, you know?
In terms of like, what did you write as a parent, they have completely nailed it. Because look at you, and you know, even in terms of not just raising a child actor, which is going to be difficult.
That's hard.
What did they do right, or you know, how did they make sure that you're protected and you still got a chance to excel at what you loved?
Well, I think that was always what was in their head, that like I needed to be protected in order to like do work. Dad started relatively late. He started when he was around like 27, I think, or something like that. And so he had, you know, gotten a taste of being on a film set a few years after that, and he knows how people can get wrapped up in it, and my mum saw that too. And so I think because they had sort of seen that firsthand, they knew what to protect me from, but they also knew the wonderful things that you know you could experience when you do go to work and when you are working with great filmmakers.
And then what's it like for a young school kid going into school after their friends have seen them on TV the night before? Did it make it weird? Were they weirded out? What was their reaction like to when you got a little bit of notoriety, I guess?
When I was a kid, everyone was cool. Everyone was fine. Everyone was always great, but I think especially when you're a child, just kids don't care. Kids just really don't care, which is so lovely and it's so brilliant. And so I even love to see the kids now that are doing it, that are just genuinely having fun doing it, you know. So they were just sort of like, yeah, well, this is what you missed, and here's your homework, and we're playing basketball. Do you want to play? And it was brilliant. And you know, then when I was older, I was away, and I was tutoring when I was away. So yeah, it was a different experience I was having when I was a teenager.
You didn't feel you ever missed out, like if people are talking about childhood experiences or anything like that? Obviously, yours has been so unique and incomparable. But it's not like a case of, oh yeah, no, I didn't, you know, go to my Debs or, you know.
I mean, you know, I didn't do those things, and that's just sort of, I guess, you know, I don't even want to say it was a sacrifice, because it was different. It was just different, and I got so much out of what I was doing and the experiences I was having, and the, you know, experiences that I had when I was younger have led to some of my closest friendships, and the people that are closest to me have come usually from those experiences on jobs or whatever. So I feel very, very lucky.
And while Saoirse's had a largely positive experience working in Hollywood, She too has felt the impact of the recent Time's Up movement.
So will things have changed for you, or will you even notice it? Because will you just kind of keep on doing what you're doing? And, you know, you seem to be surrounded by good people.
Yeah, I mean, I will keep on doing what I'm doing. I was very, very fortunate that, like, the films I was involved in, the type of characters I was playing, and the filmmakers that I was working with, along with my parents, meant that it was only ever about doing, like, good work and never putting me in a position where I felt uncomfortable. Like, even with something like The Lovely Bones, if that hadn't been handled properly, I would have been completely compromised and taken advantage of. But
that was the last time I met you, actually.
yeah.
For that.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so that's gone back. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that there are so many scenarios where people haven't been protected. What it's done to me is that it's made me open my eyes a bit more to the environment, I suppose, on a film set. The environment on most film sets are absolutely wonderful.
Good.
But one of the things that I have realised is that, you know, apart from in maybe hair and makeup and in your cast, there are no women on set.
Oh,
There's no women in a crew, you know, and it's very unusual to find like a female boom op or a female DP or a female director, and you know, that's something that I've only realised recently, and I was sort of blind to it because that was the norm. Yeah. And that's all it is. It's about having a new normal, the right normal, you know.
Downtime for you. Do you relax with like the rest of us do? Like, do you watch Netflix? Do you watch box sets? What does Saoirse Ronan do to chill out? What do you like to do?
Yeah, Netflix. What am I watching at the minute? Finished The Crown a couple of weeks ago.
So
brilliant.
good, isn't it?
So great.
Do you watch, because I would watch a TV presenter and go, I'd love to host that show. Do you watch a movie or a TV show and go, I would have been great in that?
I don't ever necessarily go, I'd be great in it, but what would I love to be in? I would have loved to have done a scene in Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Just a scene.
With Lena, yeah.
Or just even a walk-on part and just go, how's life, Hannah? You know, something like that.
Very, very
I'd do it exactly like that. Maybe that's why they didn't have me in it.
So sure, we have so much still to chat to you about, so don't go anywhere. Lots more to come in part 2.
Since her first Oscar nomination at the age of 13 for her role as Bryony Tallis in wartime drama Atonement, Saoirse Ronan has forged a career taking on complex characters. Her second Oscar nod came in 2015 for her role in Brooklyn, a part which sees Saoirse's character Ailish leave Ireland for the bright lights of New York City in the 1950s. But for the real-life Ronan, home will always be Ireland.
That's the thing, I do forget sometimes, but like I still am actually very young, so it makes sense that I'm moving around.
Yes, exactly.
Quite a bit, but Ireland's always the base. That's always where I go back to. So.
Good. That's where the suitcase finally gets emptied.
Yes.
At some stage.
Yeah.
Okay. When you were 13, you were nominated for an Oscar. 23, you're nominated again. Yeah. When you're 33, where do you see yourself? Can you even think that far ahead?
33. When you're a kid, you think you are able to. So like when you're a kid, you're like, well, when I'm 45, I'll definitely be doing this. I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing when I'm 33. I mean, with the way I am now, I would like to be making my own stuff and, you know, having a lovely work life, but also having a lovely real life.
So I know you kind of said that there was a period there where you're making movies back to back, you were on stage in the Crucible. Do you get enough time, do you feel, in between projects to refuel? Can you make that a priority for yourself now?
Yeah, I can now, and that's what I want to do at the minute. I think just take a bit of time, because this is mad. Like, this is all mad, and it's brilliant, but it's, you know, all go, and it's one sort of, one very sort of specific side of the industry.
Yes.
And so I definitely felt it the last time as well that I just needed a break. And so I think that's something that I need now, just to reset and go on a few holidays.
Yes.
And I said it to a few people when Lady Bird came out and it started doing really well. I said, you know, I think I want to take a break. And I'd say it to like agents that I know or something. They'd be like, what do you mean? This is when you ride the wave.
Of course.
But I actually feel that, you know, because it's done so well, that if you can be in a fortunate enough position to just take your time to pick what you want to do next, then that's what I want to do anyway.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And you're not on social media.
No.
And it's kind of ridiculous that this is even a talking point, but was that like a conscious decision, or are you just, I'm just not into it, or is it something you just don't have?
It's kind of both. It was a conscious decision because then people know too much about you. And I also, I started to have this very like distant relationship with my phone where I just, it would stress me out an awful lot and I'd have to turn it off and put it in another room. And at one time after I did that play, before I started Lady Bird, I turned my phone off for like 2.5 weeks and I just hid it in like a laundry basket. And so since then, I haven't felt as like reliant on it. But I also feel that for some people, especially with Twitter and things like that, and Instagram, it's a great way to, you know, spread whatever message you want to spread, to communicate with like-minded people or people who are different to you, or catch up with friends. So I see what the draw is, but I just kind of wasn't getting anything out of it. So.
Speaking of phones, your character in your latest movie, Lady Bird doesn't have a phone.
She doesn't have a phone since 2002.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? She is just such a fantastic character to play.
Yeah.
But I was nearly shouting at the screen with this mother and daughter dynamic that's being played out. Like it's a fraught relationship.
Yeah.
Mom. You can't even pass your driver's test.
Because you wouldn't let me practice
The way
enough.
that you work, or the way that you don't work, you're not even worth state tuition, Christine.
My name is Lady Bird.
Well, actually, it's not, and it's ridiculous.
Call me
because your
Lady
name
Bird
is
like
Christine.
you said you would.
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail, and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
Did it make you reflect on your own relationship with your own mum? Because some days I was like, how could she do that to her daughter? How could she say that?
Yeah.
You know, how did you feel about playing that out on screen?
I loved it. It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun because Laurie is brilliant. Laurie, who plays
incredible.
my mum, she's amazing. And I don't have that relationship with my mum, but it's fun to play a relationship like that out on screen because there's so much that you can delve into. It's like they're right on each other's tails all the time. Like they pull each other up on things, and just even from a technical point of view, it's fun to play those scenes where they're just like on each other, you know, and then someone jumps out of a car or whatever, or then they make up because they've found a dress that they both like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's brilliant and it's so real, and so I loved doing all that stuff with Laurie.
Does Mom hate me?
If you're tired, we can sit down.
I'm not tired.
You were dragging your feet.
You are so infuriating.
Please stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. Oh, it's perfect.
Do you love it?
And then did Greta whet your appetite then for maybe going behind the camera?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was always something that I wanted to do. And I feel like I kind of gravitated towards that. For any of my friends who I've grown up with who will probably watch this, I would bully them into like making films when we were much younger. And I'd have our little JVC camcorder and I'd be like, right, come on, let's go make a movie. And so I'd like write a script out and things like that. And I really loved it. And that was before I had started acting. But I think, and this is the current conversation about women in any industry, and women who are in places of power and how we view our power and our success and things like that. It has been somewhat warped, and I think even when I've thought of, you know, trying my hand at directing, it's been just that, and I've never thought of it as being anything more than that. And it wasn't until I saw Greta completely like soar and be brilliant and make a brilliant piece of work that I kind of went, oh, maybe I could do that too, you know.
Yeah, why can't I dream that big? Yeah, and not be like a little pet project.
When you see someone who you can see yourself in do it, you kind of go, oh, I guess there is a place for me to try that as well, you know.
She played her fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hand. Said, baby, I just wanna dance with my pretty little Galway girl.
Your mate Ed Sheeran said that if and when he became a dad, he would possibly turn his back on music altogether and he would just want to concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself, that ever happening to you, having a family, just being like, do you know what, no, this is my life now and acting can be part for a while?
I mean, you don't know what way having a kid in particular is going to affect you, you know, because there are so many parents that you'll meet where they kind of go, no, this is what I want to do, this is my priority, and maybe this is what I'm going to dedicate myself to for the next 5 years or whatever. But I think one of the things I've realised is that you can only plan so much. I think definitely at this point, being as lucky as I am at the minute, it's been important for me to not overwhelm myself with loads and loads of work, because I think it'd be very easy to fall out of love with it, you know. I mean, Ed is also very, very busy and tours for like 2 years on the trot, and that's a really intense life, whereas I think with film you can go do a job for a couple of months and then take a year off.
Saoirse, it's been a joy to sit down with you today. Thank you so much, and best of luck not only with the Oscars but with everything for the rest of the year. So now let's take a look at Saoirse in action. This is Lady Bird, which is in cinemas on February the 23rd. Enjoy.
We both have such strong personalities.
When is a normal time to have sex?
You're having sex?
I'm ready. Just wanted it to be special.
We're afraid that we will never escape our past.
Whatever we give you, it's never enough. It's never enough.
It is enough.
We're afraid of what the future will bring. We're afraid we won't be loved.
You can't do anything unless you're the center of attention.
We won't be liked.
Yeah, well, you know your mom's there totally fake. She made one bad decision at 19. 2 bad decisions.
And we won't succeed.
I want you to be the very best version of yourself that you can be.